Councilman Brown.
Thank you. First, I want to say happy birthday to you. Today's your birthday. I'm not going to ask how old, but I want to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Well, it's
Thank you, everyone.
so. All right, we got a bunch of stuff here. So first, from the Budget and Review Committee, Finance Committee, the payment of bills totaling $2,966,721.34 has been signed by the Mayor, Council President, Finance Chair, and detailed check register and vouchers are in file in the clerk's office. Item number 2, we are in the receipts of investments made by the City Treasurer for the month of May at a rate of 0.15%. And item number 3, which is usually in a personnel report, but I'm reading it today, deals with an officer who was in or is part of the Union County Homicide Division. But I'm taking the pleasure of reading this because a couple years ago or months ago, there was a homicide in my ward, and he was part of the group of individuals that was able to save this crime. So, you know, that's a special thank you I want to give out to him, and so it's an honor reading this. The appointment of William Bishop as police sergeant at the salary commenced with a collective negotiations agreement between the city and the LSO of $108,000 effective July 1st, 2016 as a replacement of William Turbot III. I ask for a motion for all 3 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakotis?
Yes.
One other issue that dealing with the Finance Committee, I don't know if Ms. Zach would lightly touch on it, is that we have a resolution on here basically talking about our recommendations for our audit. Ms. Zach, can you explain that a little?
Yes. We have a resolution on the agenda for the council to sign and certify that they've reviewed the annual audit. I'm pleased to announce that this is the first time in my 29 years that I can remember that there's no audit recommendations that were found. Normally, there's usually 1 or 2 departments that may have not deposited funds within a 48-hour period, but the auditors found no audit recommendations. So I'm quite pleased with the results of that audit, and that's what this resolution on the agenda is this evening. The governing body still has to review the comments in the audit itself, but there's no formal recommendations that are being made, therefore no corrective action plan that needs to be put in place. We did reiterate to the departments to make sure they consistently deposit funds within 48 hours. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the Law Committee, which I'm also a part of. I don't know if Dan Antonelli wants to get into a little bit of details, but I've been talking about quality of life issues, dealing with a lot of the sign postage there, as well as Wood Avenue and other places where we need a lot of cleanup. I know between the police department, DPW, and the law department, they are working not only to take down these signs, but to go after these individuals that are posting these, buying your houses here or cash for your car. So that is something that currently we're working on. In regards to the 3rd Ward, we have a bunch of projects that are taking place. First, right now, currently, we have street paving that's happening on East Elm Street from Wood Avenue to Washington Street. That takes care of both the 1st and 3rd Ward. Also, we should have some paving that's going to be happening on East Elizabeth Avenue this year. All of East Elizabeth Avenue, from Park Avenue all the way down to Style Street. So that's going to cover parts of the 3rd Ward as well. The parking lots behind East Elm Street are currently being paved right now, followed by the parking lot on East Price Street. East Elizabeth Avenue. Next year, my engineer also informed me that we should be getting all of Maple Avenue paved next year as well, correct? All right. So we have a lot going on. I also want to thank also the Traffic Bureau for putting the 4-way stop sign that's going to be on there on Mike, I believe, was it January 27th, on the corner of East Curtis and Maple Avenue, and we're working on over by Maple Avenue and East Blanket Street, right? So that's something that we're working on. In regards to our parks, last month or so, the council did approve a contract for cameras where we're revamping cameras throughout the city. We're also going to start doing cameras in our parks. The first parks that we will be doing is Dobson Park, as well as within the PAL building and outside the PAL building in Larson Park. We're going to be rolling cameras out to additional parks as well, but the parks in our wards are the first to go through. I want to thank Councilwoman Armand for the picnic that we had, and Councilwoman Hickey and Michelle Yamakadis for coming out. I think Councilwoman Hickey, she was on the grill all day for the most part, and Councilman Strano and Monty Brooks for showing up as well and helping out. And last but not least, Councilwoman Armand mentioned that there was a function that was held by Sid, which I'm a member of, that we organized a wine design and paint night. The idea was to get members of the Board of Ed, City Hall, LEDC, Sid, who am I missing? The Linden Chamber of Commerce, together in a room where we have more dialogue. I've always believed in this concept that we are one Linden, but we don't communicate enough in order to move Linden in a better direction. And we just needed a nice little fun night, gathering people together to create some dialogue. So I want to thank the women that showed up there on council here, Councilwoman Hickey, Michelle Yamakadis, and Lisa Armand for attending that event. Other than that, I think that's the end of my report.